Well, school is out for the summer. That means kids are home and many are glued to their electronic devices even more. Well, guess what? Cyber criminals are well aware of this and they're targeting your child's every move online. Cybersecurity expert Reid Novotny joins us now with 5 ways for parents to keep their kids safe online this summer. Good to see you, Reid. Good morning.
Hey, good to see you also. Good morning.
I got to tell you, looking through these, I actually thought to myself, these would work for adults too, so it just sounds like tips to stay safe online this morning, but I can definitely see that the focus being parents and kids right here. Let's start with this one, and it's so true. There's no such thing as a free app, right?
That is true. There is no such thing as a free app. So a lot of these apps that you see will advertise to you, they'll advertise to your kids. But sometimes the applications are actually hidden spyware or hidden malware. So malware might alter your phone or your tablet, and the spyware could do things as bad as, turning on your camera when you're not looking or those kind of things. So we don't want these free apps. And what I say, for less than a gallon of gas, you could probably buy one of these apps and know what you're getting, and you won't have any of the spyware or malware in the app itself.
Man, okay, so this is giving me a different way to look at this, because I'll be honest, when I'm looking for apps, I always go to the free one, but I mean, that puts it into perspective. It may be worth paying just a little bit for online safety. Wow.
You get what you pay for at some point, and if it's only a couple of bucks, it's worth your time and it's worth your money.
Interesting. Okay, so there's so many things that have come out recently where they want you to take a picture of your face and, see what you look like as a celebrity, that kind of thing. But you're saying, Reid, protect your face.
I do say protect your face because other than the entertainment value of seeing what you would look like when you're 30 years old, or if you marry this person, or what your dog and you look like, there's really no value to these things. And more companies online are actually using biometrics to use as your passwords. And you don't want them to try to hack into one of your accounts using your picture, your face, and God forbid they use your face maybe to masquerade as someone else. They could create a different persona and they could use your pictures that they're grabbing from these things. So in the end, if you can get away from the humor of all of it, it's probably just not good to do.
Reid, it's a good thing I'm doing this interview with you, because this is stuff I hadn't thought of. I hadn't thought about them being able to use your face, to get into your bank account, because that's, how so many of us are able to access accounts. But this is very fascinating. Wow. Kind of shocking, too. Okay, number 3, and this one I thought was so interesting. You say, not your father's chain letter. What do you mean by that, Reid?
Well, chain letters have actually been around for about 130 years. But I was sitting in the car driving home from an event with my daughter, and she started asking me these questions like, where did you go to high school? What's your favorite color? And I quickly realized, I was like, what are you filling out? And she's like, well, I got a chain message, and I want to fill it out and send it to someone else. Well, all those pieces of personal information, someone is collecting that and actually trying to hack one of your accounts. So they might go to your Yahoo or Google account, say reset password, and say, I know his favorite color, the street he grew up on, where he graduated high school, and then they try to guess what your passwords are for, a bank account or an email account. So again, if they're asking for some type of innocuous information like your favorite color, just know they're doing it for a reason, and it's probably not a good reason.
You're saying they don't just want to be your friend and know more about you?
I'm so sorry to disappoint you. I am so sorry.
Okay, another one here. A picture is worth more than 1,000 words.
You're right. So my daughter takes pictures of everything. She takes pictures of the grass and our dogs, which is great. But one of the things we are very keenly aware of is the fact that we don't want a picture online that might have your address in it, might have the numbers of your street or your crossroads, because you don't want people to know that are not your friends where you actually live. But in those pictures, unless you specifically turn it off, is actually geotagging information. So when you take a picture of even a piece of grass, anyone can look at the properties of that picture and know exactly where it was taken. So you don't want a cyber criminal to know where you exactly live in real life. And you don't want other criminals maybe to come by and steal your daughter or your son's bike, or God forbid, break into your house, knowing your pattern of life, and they can find some of this information in a picture that you've been taking.
So what's the solution there? Do you just turn off your location, or what do you do in this situation?
Yeah, thank God the big phone companies and the big tech companies actually make it very easy to do some of these privacy checks. So when you look at your phone applications in the settings in your iPhone or your Google phone, the geolocation should be turned off unless you use it for some reason. But in general, just go ahead and turn that off. You'll be better and safer for that.
I will definitely make sure to do that. Okay, so if anything, what you've taught me today through these points, trust no one, Reid. That's what it sounds like.
You know, and honestly, I trust everyone that I meet in real life, and that is a great thing. You should trust everyone as much as you can. So when we're talking about these applications online, everyone is going to be there talking to each other. That's part of every application. You can be playing Sudoku or solitaire, it doesn't matter, but people will be chatting back and forth. They can put up any picture they want. They can do anything they want. They can impersonate a 5-year-old or a 55-year-old, and it does not matter. So if your son or daughter actually meets someone online, that's not a bad thing, but make sure you do like a FaceTime or a Zoom to make sure they're a real person. You talk with the parent, and if you want to meet up at the park later on after you've done something like a Zoom or a FaceTime and you realize they're real people, obviously go with them, but at least they're who they say they are. So trust no one, but you can make friends online that are in real life also.
Good to know. My goodness, some eye-opening information and some great help for us. Cybersecurity expert Reid Novotny, thank you so much for taking the time to check in with us today. We sure do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
And for more information on online safety tips from Reid, you can head to our website, fox5atlanta.com, and look under the Good Day section. Our time is 9.